What's up, boys and girls? Back at the old hunt quarters for another day of RX-7 fun. Stopped my homeboy's paint shop this morning to pick up more of my Mazda parts that came in. Finally got the belt moldings that go on top of the door, and one other item that was back ordered, which is the hood prop pivot. So really some boring shit came in today, but at any rate, it is progress. I'm not going to be able to put these on the car today because unfortunately, or fortunately, as you guys know, I had Oscar from SOS Customs up in Oceanside come down yesterday to give me a quote or estimate on actually repainting the whole car. I'm really interested to see the video go live today because I want to see what you guys' comments are. I have an idea of what I want to do, but I want to see if it's in line with what you guys are wanting to see. So we'll go ahead and get in the shop and see about getting some things installed today. Oh hey, just some good work going on in here.
Oh, it's not the right side.
What are you guys doing?
That's why they're getting stuck. What are you doing?
Oh,
Got the 13
oh, nice,
charge.
just nice tools you got there.
They are.
Ooh, Tang Tools.
Teach. It is. It's a toy.
I should give a big shout out to Tang Tools USA for supporting the homies here. If you guys haven't heard of Tang Tools, check them out online. Some cool stuff. Maybe one day I'll have a tool sponsor too. That would be really cool. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put these belt moldings on the shelf for later because there's no sense in installing them if we're gonna have the car painted, which means all the work I've done in previous videos installing all of this stuff is a complete waste because it's all gonna have to come back off. But I won't know if the repaint's in the cards until I find out what Oscar is trying to charge to do it. So we're gonna keep charging forward with the interior because that stuff won't need to come out for the repaint because they're just gonna paint up to the pinch welds. If they were to paint the car, we would only paint to here. So everything from here in will get taped off, meaning everything from here on out would get painted. So once we know what the verdict is on that, we'll go ahead and prepare the car for that. The interior we can keep working on. So today I'm going to go ahead and install the new Sparco Champion wheel, which is, as you guys know, we launched a limited production run of these. Only 100 of these wheels were made. They are a collaboration between the Hunt Quarters and throtl. It'd be sick if it actually focused. So super quality wheel, made in Italy. As you guys can't see there because this thing won't focus. But anyway, this will give you an idea of things to come as well. So we went ahead and the old shift boot. This is the mounting base plate for the old shift boot. The old shift boot was really clapped out. I'll take you guys over here to check it out. This is my parts graveyard over here of parts that came out of the car that are probably not going to get reused. But this was the old shift boot. Definitely had seen better days. So we've gone ahead and reordered a new part to put on the shift boot surround. And that should be in a couple days. It's going to be black leather with red stitching as well. So it'll be a very similar look to what we did in TJ's car. And the only reason for that is because the wheel already has red stitching, so I decided why not make it match. I can always change it to an all black one later if I decide to change the wheel out. But for the practice of just making things cohesive and matching, we're gonna go ahead and do that. So went ahead and got that on order. We should have that early next week. Ricky and I stayed late last night with my dad and did button up a bunch of the interior after I stopped filming. So this is a little sneak peek of where we're at currently. We do have the steering wheel hub already mounted. We had to shave down some plastic on the column cover, the clamshell, to accommodate the back side of this. But as you can see, we have a nice tight fit here now, which makes me really happy. There's no gaps or anything. We did get all of the end caps installed that my dad cleaned up yesterday for us. Overall, dash game on point. So yeah, oh, a little sneak peek. What do we got here? A little product sneak peek. Anybody interested in this? Anybody want to buy one of these? So anyhow, gonna go ahead and get this bad boy mounted up today. That way we can move the car around. I'm thinking that we're probably going to go ahead and get the car on the lift today. Now that we're going to have a little bit of downtime with the car until the engine's ready and we can be moving forward on, nice meme. We can get working on the engine, so we're going to get the car up in the air and start cleaning the bottom of the car as we did TJ's. As you guys can see, this thing is real minty underneath. And, oh, what is that?
Oh, I would
Got him. Anyway, we're gonna put her up on the rack and start doing some underside cleaning. This car is really starting to go kind of full on Mickeyspec at this point. It was not the intention, but if we have the time to do it, that's how this car got so clean, was because we had downtime between parts arriving. And I just went ham on it. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and get her up on the lift and get started. Very aware that, ow, that hurt. Damn. You guys are probably like, bro, is this your first rodeo? You're gonna install your fancy new steering wheel on your car before it potentially goes off the paint? Well, I am actually. And it's just a temporary setup. I'm gonna throw this on so that we can move the car around the shop. Without a wheel in it, makes it real difficult to move the car, as I'm sure you can understand. And I don't have an old crappy steering wheel to throw on, which I would if I had one here. I have one at home that I'm probably going to bring in, but at any rate, for the time being, I'm going to toss this on. This definitely is not the ideal scenario. Found it! I don't know how we could lose that big old thing. We almost did.
I put it on the wrong shelf. I need to get it out of the way.
Alright, so some pretty integral parts for the RX-7 just showed up. Got a couple of really big boxes to unpackage here, so I'm going to drag them over and open them up. An awesome care package from the team over at Maxonics, which, if you're into audio, it's the group that makes high-phonics car audio equipment. And so we've got some stuff in here that's top secret, so all the stuff in the blue boxes will probably be blurred out when you watch this. The rest of the items are stuff that's already on the market. So these are our 6.5 speakers for the doors. So Hyphonics, Zeus's 6.5s, pretty pumped on those. This is the 5-channel Thor amp from Hyphonics. It's a very small amplifier. It's more of a power sports amplifier, but being that the RX-7 is so small, we're gonna run a really small amp, and it should be plenty of power. Hyphonics makes great products. And there should be plenty of power coming out of this bad boy to make everything sound really good. 5x7s, and those are for the Japanese rear speaker holders that I had purchased. So now we can get all the speakers in the car. I enjoy having a subwoofer in my car. So not only do we have a 10-inch subwoofer, we have a 12-inch subwoofer. I had them send over one of each. They're shallow mount, and we're gonna see which one fits best in the wheel well. I'm leaning towards the 12. The other box is something that I've been searching for high and low. Here we go. Hey! They're a little worn, but these are a pair of takeoff seats from another person's car. They look like they're in pretty good shape, so we're hoping they can be cleaned up. They're not perfect, but hopefully with a little elbow grease we can clean them up and actually not have to reupholster.
Needs to be cleaned thoroughly.
Yeah, this
This
one's way worse.
Is this the piston passenger?
For the price that I paid for these seats, they're in really great condition. There is a lot of excessive wear. These are definitely going to need to be reupholstered. Excessive wear here on the driver's side bolsters, and they're in general just stained up pretty bad. Unfortunately, the price was right, so these seats were a good buy because they did come with the seatbelt clickers, which these sell alone for about 150 bucks usually online, and came with all the black plastics. And so I used to have beige seats in my car, so if I were to get the beige seats reupholstered, I would have had to have replaced all these side panels because they were already beige. And just finding those side panels alone in black is not easy to find, just those panels. So you have to buy a full set of seats. So essentially what I have here is a donor set of seats with all the stuff I need to finish my seatbelt setup, and all the black plastics and handles and black seatbelt holders, which these will probably get taken off. But yeah, these are gonna have to go off to probably Oscar at SOS Customs up in Oceanside and be reupholstered. It's a bummer, we were so close. Price is right on these seats, so it doesn't hurt so bad, but kind of a downer.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So another thing I haven't addressed on video yet is when you do a conversion like this on the interior from one color to another, there's a lot of little things you have to deal with. This is one of them. This is actually a big thing. So obviously the whole headliner and sunroof cover is tan. Now that needs to be black in some shade or another, whether it's leather, whether it's suede, whether it's dyed, I don't know. So that's something that also needs to be tackled. So I feel like it might be a job for SOS to drop off the seats, drop off the headliner, and a lot of other plastic items that need to be either covered or dyed. So this interior conversion is a big job. I know I've made it look fairly simple with just throwing the carpet in and changing some plastic stuff, but everything in its entirety in the interior pretty much except for the trunk plastics and stuff need to be swapped out. So it's becoming a pretty tedious process. As you guys can see, all of these aluminum arms, sort of like TJ's, are in really bad oxidized shape. Grab some paint thinner and some Scotch-Brite. Got Phoenix here helping me out, and we're just going to town sanding away on these arms, getting all the oxidation off. And you can see how well they're cleaning up. They're cleaning up pretty good. There's some overspray on these ones. I'll go ahead and get that off next. But I love the way it looks when you do this because it leaves a brushed finish on the aluminum. RX-7s are unique in that they have aluminum arms, not steel or cast. So they look really cool when they're cleaned up. So we're gonna go ahead and do this just like on TJ's car. I did every arm. We're gonna do that on this car. We're slowly making this car Mickeyspec. So it's about an hour later after I started sanding down on these arms. They look pretty good. Definitely could do better in here. But for a quick wipe down, got both sides kind of knocked out. It's just the lowers. There's still another upper on each side and then the front as well. So we actually have a special guest with us this week helping us out in the office, and he's departing back to Michigan tomorrow, so we're actually heading out for an early dinner tonight to celebrate him being out here. So I'm gonna have to cut off the work today. I didn't get as much done as I would have liked to. Again guys, this is the dry stuff. In the meantime, while I'm waiting on parts to come in and things, we did get the seats in, and I will be taking the seats and the headliner over to SOS Customs to have them reupholstered. I'm going to be dropping those off in the morning, so hopefully they can get those done in the next probably 3 to 4 days. Once those are done, we can actually think about starting to maybe put them back in the car. Really hadn't intended on going down this road so early in this project. As you guys know, V1 of this project was just meant to be a sort of a refresh and a 90s, 2000, early 2000s style street racer or street car, sort of a Tokyo Drift or Fast and Furious look. It's changed, and I don't know if I feel good about that or not. The project has definitely turned a corner. So I still don't know if we're painting the car yet. I definitely am interested in hearing from you guys about that. And if we do paint the car, should we keep it red or should I go with something more traditional that I typically do? I'm totally on the fence at this point. So there's a lot of decisions that need to be made in the next couple days, and I'll be honest, it's somewhat the reason why the project has slowed over the last 2 days, because I'm afraid to keep throwing parts at the car if it is going to go off the paint. As you guys know, it's not smart to put stuff on when you got to take it right back off. So I don't want to make a bunch of more work for myself. As entertaining as that might be for you guys, it's not fun. So bear with me. There's some great content coming, I can promise you that. I'm excited actually. This car is going to be way more than what I anticipated it ever being in the beginning, right off the bat. So you guys are going to get great content. I'm going to hopefully end up with a really killer street car, and who knows, maybe there is no version 2. Maybe V1 is what it needs to be. I don't know. we'll see, you guys. There's a lot of uncertainty in front of us. Rest assured, I'll keep you guys up to speed with what I plan to do and what's going to happen. And I want to say thank you for the all the great comments in yesterday's video. I was really touched by all the outpouring in the comment section of support, of people wanting to help with the project. I appreciate you guys subscribing to our page, commenting on our videos and liking our videos. It means the world to me. And it motivates me to continue to make great content for you guys. So thank you again. See you next time.